Last October, we found ourselves in Australia for the Wine Media Conference, which was held in the Hunter Valley. After the conference, we attended one of the sponsored post-conference tours to the Orange wine region. It was spring in the Southern Hemisphere. Our first stop was at Angullong Cellars in the village of Millthorpe. In the garden behind the historic bluestone stable that is their tasting room, we were greeted with sparkling wine. At this point, we stopped as Michael Newman gave us a First Nation welcome in the Wiradjuri tongue and then translated to English. He began by teaching us the greeting, Yiradhu Marang, which translates roughly to, "Are you well?"
I just said Yiradhu Marang. Can everyone have a crack at that? Yiradhu Marang?
Yiradhu Marang.
Close. A bit louder, you fellas. Yiradhu Marang.
Marang.
Yeah, definitely. Marang. Yiradhu Marang. That's R-U-L, so a little bit of Wiradjuri for you to take home today. So.
He gave us a traditional welcome to country greeting. This begins with extending respect to the Wiradjuri elders, as well as beyond to elders of other nations that call this area home.
So I'd like to pay my respects. We always make sure that we pay respects to our old ones, our elders. So I'd like to pay my respects to, first and foremost, our Wiradjuri elders, because we're on Wiradjuri country today, but I want to extend that respect to elders and members of other nations that call Wiradjuri country home, and Orange is a resettlement area, so we've got many mob from many different parts of New South Wales, and we even got some fellas from top end up in Northern Territory. So, but in the language of my people, Yina Galangbo Gabi Bangbo, Wugabo Megabo Toranga Bangmai, Muruga Nyadi in your Mali Raju Yango Yanibu Taindu, Nyati in your Marbu, Ujigango Nurumbandi in the Yiradhu, Yindi Dundu, Wanangania Raji Garati Yiradhu. Niani Gingunya Mine Adurnia, Yingagarai Maradam, Yani Gingunya Mine, Richard Raja, Wagani Babirgo, Nirno Banco. Niani Gingunya Garai, Wanangana Garai, Bulagum by Bilagalangalari, Maravich, Wombo. Gom Bananini Durai Nayara, Niani Nugi Malgiri, Puyanurumbango, Gila Yara Nugi Malgiri, Nurumbango. Inimala Mangalango, Yandu Mangalandu, Inamalgiri, Ninugi, Maragalaja, Wala Maya Mangalang. Yini mala yambo wa murundurai bu durai nyanja karai belu nyanigar bu nyegi. Ina galang bu kibi bang bu nila marambang balang nyagi nyani gingu bai durdangja rajja garja. Nini ba mara nyana maingo walang galang agil na maltale marang marali nini bini bu marami gu ina galang bu kibi bang bu yuan du mo pun yimin dirmadilnya badu rajja daguja dirmadilnya badu rajri. Which in English means, ladies and gentlemen, young men, young women, distinguished guests. First, I want to pay my respects to Wiradjuri elders, both past and present. I acknowledge and pay respects to elders and members of other nations here today. I want you to remember you're on Wiradjuri land today. Our people have lived and cared for this land for a long time. Our people have lived and danced for a long time on this land. Our land, the Wiradjuri land, is known as the land of the three rivers, the Lachlan, the Murrumbidgee and the Macquarie. You must respect and honour all people in all part of country. Give honour, be respectful, polite and patient with all, that the people will respect you. Hold fast to each other, empower the people, respect everything, living and growing. You look after the land and rivers, and those land and rivers, they'll look after you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's wonderful to see that our footprints are side by side in the soil on Wiradjuri land. This indicates that our people are walking and talking together, so let's work together to make everything good for all people. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Michael Newman. I'm proud to be Wiradjuri. I'm proud to be on Wiradjuri land. Thank you very much. And welcome.
We were then welcomed through dance. The Indigenous dance troupe performed several dances.
I'm a guest on country here today. I'm born and raised here in Orange, but we trace back our belonging to where our ancestors are from. So I'm a guest on country here today. I'd like to thank Brother Michael for setting us up here and acknowledging our Wiradjuri people that look after this land, and I'd also like to acknowledge them as the traditional owners of the land we stand on. Give my respect to the Wiradjuri people and their elders. Also, I'd like to give a big thank you to Uncle Gerald. He's been a big part of helping this little group that we have here flourish. We started off our little group with me and my two children and my niece and nephew, and my other older nephew. And Uncle Gerald's given us a platform to come and share our culture in a lot of different places and a lot of different events, so thanks, Aunt. First thing we're going to start off with today is our spear. Pila It's in a way our little bit of a welcome dance to you. So what that dance there is signifying is signifying our people's first contact with the colonisers when they come over. So what that dance represents is that we're seeing new people for the first time that we've never seen before, and as such our people we wouldn't have come out, nice and peaceful. We would come out with our weapons drawn, and we would have been seeing what the light was, and if you guys were there to harm us and vice versa. So in that dance we're signifying we're coming out, we're checking your energy, gauging everyone's respect. When we feel that safety and respect here on country, instead of those weapons going at you, we're putting them in the ground as a sign of respect. I'm going to pass it on to Brother Wiradjuri to introduce our next piece.
Yiradhu Marang, good day. This dance here is our fire dance. This one is has traditional concepts. We're going to light the fire traditional ways using the black boy, our grass seed tree. And as you probably know, we use that by creating friction and we'll get the fire going, and that's going to light. We're going to put that in the cooler and put the eucalyptus leaves in there and start our smoking ceremony to cleanse any of those bad spirits or those unwanted energies that have followed us here today.
So we've got this little fire going and we've put these gum leaves on. What that's going to do, it's going to create a nice white smoke. What we use this smoke for is for cleansing. Okay, so there's different types of smokings. As Brother Michael said, we're not elders, so we can't welcome you here to country. This smoking that we're doing is just cleansing everyone in. Alright? Before we start this ceremony and start this dance, we don't want any bad energy or anything that anyone's brought with them, okay? So we're just cleansing the area, cleansing ourselves, so we can do this the right way to have our ceremony here. Next thing we're going to do while that smoke's going is our cleansing dance. So what we're going to be doing, I'm going to be singing out to our old people. When I'm talking about our old people, I'm talking about our ancestors. So I'm going to be singing out to them. I'm going to be asking them to come down here with us. I'm actually going to sing them into those leaves. When I sing them down, we're then going to come across and just going to give them the light brush. So those leaves there, when we're talking about our mother, we're talking about our country. The trees are part of that country, and our old people are part of that country. And when our old people pass on, they become that earth. They become part of this tree. Their spirit is in what we've got here. So I'm going to ask them to come and give you their little blessing here when we brush these leaves. So now we've gone through our little ceremonies here. We're all cleansed and we're all protected by those old people while you're on country today. So I want you to feel safe now that you're here. Those old people, we've sung out to them, we've let them know that you're here. We've cleansed you off. Anything bad that may have come with you is now gone. And you've got the protection of our old people while you're on country today. We're going to pass it on to Wiradjuri for the introduction to our next one.
So as Brother Luke just said, we've cleansed ourselves. We've in that sense that this next part is about connecting us with the country. So you're going to see to start with, we're going to be on the ground connecting ourselves with Mother, and once we've connected ourselves, then we'll jump up, draw your energy in, come back and bring it in and connect it with the earth, and then paint our bodies. So this is called the ochre dance. As you see on our skin, ochre, the world's oldest paint. Been used by our people, and not just our people but people from all around the world for thousands of years in times of ceremony, and for our people it's also been used as a medicine. So you'll see we'll be connecting ourselves here. Normally we would have the dust and the dirt or the sand or even if we got the chance to actually do it with ochre, and you'll see us painting our bodies with it, connecting us all here together as one. Mango lah. Injamara bango, yabi ambinya, man babi mui. Injamara gunenda gung galare billa. Raju nurambanga, gunenda gun. Billa dulu bang, gunenda gun. Mango, 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 bujiga, 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 bujiga. 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 Cup. Chop, chop. Now we've connected us all here together, as you said at the start. You know, we connect ourselves, we jump up, we draw in your energy, connect it with the country, then we paint our bodies with the country, connecting us all here together. So this next dance is the Billadulu Bangun Bandu. Can anyone say that? So that's just, in rough translation in English, that's the River Spirit Welcome Dance. So we're going to show 4 of our main animals. Well, not our main animals, but 4 very special animals in our creation stories. I can't share with you into too deep detail here today. However, what I can say is the first animal you'll see is the goanna, the guga. Now here's that ancient one that's been here since time's begun, just like our people. He's always was and always will be here. Secondly and thirdly, we have the womboin kangaroo, the grey kangaroo in particular, and then the emu as well. Now they're very special animals, but what I'll share with you today is they both move forward. They're very different animals, but they both move forward. Just like all of us here, we're all very different, come from different backgrounds, but we all share the same earth, and we're all got to keep moving forward together. And then lastly, we have the echidna, Wandiali. Now Wandiali is that little fella that, when times get tough, he digs his feet into the ground and don't let anyone push him back. So then we all move forward together, just as our animals teach us. This is the Gormbandu Billadulabang.
Next one we're going to do is another very important one. So this is our Mother Earth dance. So you've already heard us talk about Mother and our connection with Mother and how important she is. So, did you guys fly in?
Yeah.
All right. Did anyone take any notice of how dry it got the further you got away from sort of Sydney?
Yeah.
So at the moment, out here we've been in drought for a fair while now. But it's New South Wales spread across, especially out in the area where I'm from, Walgett. They've been without water for over a year now. Their water source is from the river. That's dead empty, partly due to this country that we're on. We are a dry country. However, speaking to elders out there, that river's never run dry, and some of those elders out there are 90 years old. So that river's never gone dry but we've got people that are running big cotton farms and obviously big agricultural farms that are down there pumping water out of it all the time. One of the main ones is a place called Cubby Station that holds more water than Sydney Harbour Bridge from our rivers. So those rivers are our life source as Aboriginal people, but anyone living around those areas, and also our animals. So at the moment, our mother's suffering. She's been taken advantage of and she's been abused. So when we do this dance, what we're doing, we're sending vibrations into her. When we're doing that, we're just letting her know we're here, we mean her no harm. We're then going to ask a bit of energy, take a bit of energy from her into ourselves, and as we are as a people all around Australia at the moment, all we're doing is taking and taking and taking and taking. So we're going to pop up, we're going to do this movement again, how we were talking about taking a bit of energy. We're going to request a bit more energy of you here today, and we're going to give that back to Mother. We're then going to pop up and do a shake leg, which you've probably seen us doing this movement in a couple of dances we've done. So that shake leg there, you'll see that all around Australia. That there's another way that we give tribute to Mother when we do that movement. But also where we usually dance, we dance on dirt. When we do that movement, it kicks up dust. So what we're doing by that movement is we're actually uniting Mother and Father. Sky's our Father. So in this dance, we're uniting our Mother and Father and giving our Mother tribute. Gunima! Gunima Tarawan! Gunima Tarawan Namagangali! Gunima Tarawan! Gunima Tarawan! Gunima Tarawan! Gunima Tarawan! Next one we're going to do is Old Man Emu. So this dance come about after I was spending time with one of my elders from back home. He's telling us our old Dreamtime story of the emu in the sky. So we've got the Southern Cross here that you may or may not know about. To the upper right of that, there's an emu. He's always there all year round. Certain time of year, but he shines brighter than any other time of year, which is sort of late May, early June. And you can also see him going from sitting to standing, because a few more stars pop up where his legs are. So what this dance used to tell us was that the emu eggs were on the nest, which was important to us for a couple of reasons. One, those emu eggs were a food source, so an emu egg can be about that big, that'll feed your whole tribe. That's a big feed for us. But also what it'd tell us, if those animals had young ones in the nest, they was telling us that our country was healthy and that next generation was coming through, so that was a good sign for us as well. Old Unc that shared the story with me, but he said, I want you, don't just go out there and do an emu dance, try and put another meaning to it. So I went home and sort of thought about how I was going to put the dance together and what it meant. Come up with the dance and the role of our bigger fellas being the dad emus. So it's a male emu that looks after the babies, not the female. She lays them, she takes off. It's up to the dad to look after them and raise them. And he teaches them how to survive. So I was thinking, well, how can I do this? So what I come up with was the secret meaning that he was trying to get me to think about was our connection to our elders and how we look to them for guidance and to teach us right from wrong, teach us our Lord, teach us our protocols and teach us how to survive. So in this dance you're going to see the older emus, these fellas, leading those young chicks around country, teaching them how to live right from wrong, all those sort of things that we look for from our elders. And it doesn't matter if you're Aboriginal or non-Aboriginal, we all look to our elders for guidance, teach us right from wrong. So they're guiding them along, teaching them, and at the end we come back around our nest and we're waiting for that next generation to come through, which is also one of our happiest times for us as parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles or whatever. When that next generation of our family coming through is usually one of our most happiest times in life. So this is Old Man Emu.
Why am I